Now, today is Valentine's Day, the day of love. One of the biggest industries in South Africa is the flower industry. CNBC Africa spoke to Ryan Bacher, the MD of Net Florist, to find out more.
So Valentine's Day for us is 2 days. Really, it's the 13th and the 14th. We incentivize our customers to get their flowers delivered early to avoid the rush. And on those 2 days, we'll do about 18,000 deliveries. And generally we do about 1,500 deliveries on an average day. So we times our capacity by almost 10. So it becomes quite a crazy day for us, but it's a wonderful day.
Of course, when you say 18,000 deliveries, this must mean that you need to think differently about your distribution and how you get those flowers to the recipients. What do you do differently in anticipation?
Right. So every part of our business expands. So not just distribution. We have more bandwidth. We get more call center agents. We have more drivers, we have more vehicles, we have more vans, we have many more florists. So the good news story, I guess, is that we employ about 800 temporary employees that come to join our business. They get trained, they obviously get paid, and they get employed. So those 800 people allow us to expand significantly and meet the demands.
And of course, they always say that when you think Valentine's, you think roses. Are those the flowers of choice on this day, or are you seeing others creeping up as competition?
Right, so they're certainly the flowers of choice. In the flower category, everybody wants red roses.
What are some of the concerns that you need to take up leading up to Valentine's, especially when we think about the volumes that you're dealing with and ensuring that your product is fresh and as good as it possibly can be? Right,
so the first thing is the quality of the roses. So obviously we buy the best quality. So that's one area we focus on. Another area is having enough vehicles, having enough drivers, that our website works efficiently. So all these things are stretched, but we put enough resources in place that we manage that stretch.
Let's look at some of the general trends that happen again around Valentine's Day, in addition to the flowers, in terms of the actual return on your business. What do the numbers generally look like? And is there another event that comes close to Valentine's?
Right, so there absolutely is. Mother's Day and Valentine's Day for us are fairly similar. They are our two peaks of the year. And collectively, they bring 15% of our revenue for the year. So that's quite significant because they 3 or 4 days. So 3 or 4 days of the year bring 15% of our revenue. So it certainly is a peak. Having said that, the rest of the year is pretty healthy for us. Birthdays, anniversaries, those kind of occasions are very important and happen every day. So the peaks are healthy for us and we focus on them, but during the year is as important.
And then do you subcontract during these peaks, understanding that a lot of your produce must be locally sourced, but who are the players that you bring into the value chain?
So we don't really subcontract. We keep it all in-house. We hire a lot of temporary people, but they're directly employed by us during that period. Our roses are bought mainly from South African farmers. We do get a little bit from Ethiopia and Kenya. They're just the volumes aren't enough locally, but majority are procured from South African farmers, so we try and support local.
Now, e-commerce versus actual walk-ins, how does that compare?
So we're pretty much exclusively an e-commerce business, so those 18,000 orders are all coming off our website. So we've got 2 retail outlets, but they're much smaller than the rest of our business, and so e-commerce for us is the mainstay of our business, and it's driving our growth for sure.
Anything that you're going to be doing differently as the year and the next coming years, just to grow your business more and your market share, or are you fairly set in the business model that you have now?
No, we're not set. We change all the time. So a big focus of us this year is to expand our product range. So we're looking to go into things like confectionery, cakes, cupcakes, cookies, those kinds of things, and those will be coming on board in the next 6 months. Our flower varieties change significantly. Our hamper business is growing. So no, we're certainly not resting on our laurels. A lot of product innovation in our business.
Of course, there'll always be the naysayers that say that Valentine's Day is highly commercialized, and perhaps this industry is a reflection of that. Do you find that any of that negative sentiment is significant enough to dampen the outlook for the business?
We don't find that. There's certainly people that don't want to celebrate Valentine's Day, and that's great. You know, and hopefully they order before, or they order after, or they order on a birthday or an anniversary. We think that flowers are a very emotional product. They're beautiful when delivered. The look on a woman's face when she gets flowers is unlike getting anything else. And so if people don't want to take up our offers on Valentine's Day, but they do it throughout the year, that's great for us.
I mean, one always assumes that it's the lady that's receiving the flowers on Valentine's Day. Are you finding ladies taking up the charge and actually sending flowers to their male counterparts or to other ladies in particular?
We are finding that. So more and more men are receiving flowers, but mostly men receive more of our hampers. So we've got a whole lot of Valentine's Day male hampers, and a lot of women order those for the guys. But roses do creep into those orders, and we love that. Why should roses only be for men?
Ryan, you must have it tough. I mean, to be the MD of Net Florist, I would assume your partner would not think anything of you actually sending them flowers. So what do you do on Valentine's Day?
I collapse. So me and my wife we don't celebrate Valentine's Day in the traditional way because I'm at work the whole time. So we do it a day or two later when I can breathe and we can celebrate.